everyone, this is Devlina welcoming you all to another Power Pack episode of Icons Behind Brand video interview series, Marketing Today and Tomorrow, where we are going to have a conversation with some of the preeminent figures in the business. And on today's episode, we have with us Miss Aarti Singh. With over 18 years of experience, Aarti has worked with many esteemed companies in the field of marketing, such as Posterscope, Medicine World, including her recent stint at Dentsu as Vice President in Hyperspace. And it is lovely to have you on board here, Aarti. We are glad to have you here.
Thank you, Devlina. And maybe soon next time you will also see one extension that I am going to soon become an entrepreneur, because as you see the XX, so now I have all the X's in my life. But I cannot sit idle. So I would be looking forward to see myself maybe no more working as a brand custodian, but creating my own brand and then becoming the custodian of the brands I have worked with, or I will be looking forward to add more brands in my kitty when it will be my own entrepreneurship.
Wow, Aarti, that sounds so exciting, and I wish you all the very best for that. Just looking forward to understand about your journey. You have worked with so many companies, like all big ad agencies, Edison, Dentsu, Posterscope. Would love to know about your background also, and about your journey over the period of 18 years, how it has been.
Yeah, so the journey has been quite long, as you said that 18 years, but now it is almost going to be 19 years now. So my journey has been actually a lot of ups and downs. I mean, I have a non-descriptive graduation. So I am not somebody who has done an MBA or like professional course. Neither I had anybody to guide, or so I was neither I did have any competitive edge. But I feel that I chose this field, the retail, advertising and planning, as much as it chose me. I have in my past tried a lot of other, I have worked in hospitality. I have worked in a salon as a manager. Then I have worked in the outdoor space as well. But nothing was exciting me. And then finally, I got a break. I mean, working journey is long, but to cut it short, I will pick up from 2006, where I actually started as a coordinator with the Lintas group. And there I was working and handling Tata Indicom account with 17 circles, and it was just a pure coordination job. And then later I felt I am not able to give too much, or not liking the field much. So then I got a break in 2009 in Dentsu. And I feel that I'm really very privileged that they launched. The day they launched, I was a part of it. Okay. So I joined as a media manager, and after 11 years, I moved out of Dentsu as a vice president, and I took up another opportunity in 2019 in Medicine World. So they also had a retail setup, and so I got that opportunity for almost 2 years. I was working there with them. And then again, I got a call that, we want you back, and we want you to help, reshape the brand Hyperspace. And so again, I felt that again, it's a challenging task, but I took it up because I feel, and I don't know, I should not say this, but always people tell me Aarti Singh is equal to Hyperspace, because I've been the part since day one, and people know the brand by my name also. It's like that. Okay, she is the one who heads, and she's the one who represents Hyperspace. So yeah, so it has been a pretty good journey. So I feel that ups and downs are part of life, and you can't always have highs, you can't always have lows. There will be, like we say, that there is a darkness, but then there is a sunrise also. But to sum it all, I will just say that my journey has been very, very eventful and successful, because I feel not having a professional course, joining as a media manager, reaching to this level today, and handling the P&L, handling the team, It is quite eventful and successful, and always I have ensured that through my journey, whatever experiences I have gained, be it good, bad, I have tried to use it, apply it wherever it has worked better, or if not, then I've tried to improvise myself on it. So, in a nutshell, this has been my journey so far with clients. I already said that the list can just go on and on. But I feel the field which I chose is a disorganized medium, because you have to deal with vendors, you have to deal with brands, which is the clients, and then you have to deal with the internal team as well. So, handling a large size team, pan India level, ensuring that you are managing your client requirements as well, but at the same time the team is also has to be synced in and has to be with you, has been a challenging part, but I think I have loved every bit of it. And similarly, I have got that same response from people and clients as well.
Your journey seems pretty exciting for me, Aarti. You have started from somewhere, and then you get into a company where you really liked, and then you left, and then you again went back. So it's pretty exciting, when you're welcome to your previous employer in the different space, and that is how you have shaped the hyperspace part in Dentsu. So what are the unexpected trends that you have noticed during the time of pandemic, Aarti? If you could just throw some.
Okay, so I was reading an article where Jeff Bezos of Amazon, he said that he himself believed, in spite of having an online portal, Amazon is so big, everybody knows. So he himself could not disagree from the fact that brick and mortar is here to stay. So he had quoted somewhere that we cannot. And if you see today, Nirmala, Amazon has started, I don't know if you have noticed or not, Amazon has started having shop signages where they are saying Amazon counter or something is there with the name. That means they themselves have realized, and obviously a statement coming from a person like him, that he is in agreement that retail, as in the offline, is here to stay. And hence, if you see a lot of online, brands have, started taking it seriously and started investing and started tapping that as an avenue for increase in, demand as well as increase in sales. So when I think the pandemic hit, the category which was more about, which wanted to be visible that time was the FMCG. FMCG category, and especially in the tier 2 and tier 3 kind of towns. So we used to have that kind of requirements that that FMCG brands are looking in the tier 2 and 3 where people would want to buy from the local stores. So there are a couple of 2-3 things which I would want to highlight, which I noticed as a trend was one is people were definitely shifted to online. You had no choice. Everything was under lockdown, so you had to shift under online. But people were only buying necessities. They were not buying a dress or a shoes or anything. So that was one change which shifted, that they were going only their purchasing pattern totally changed. So they were buying more of necessities than their fancy items. The other change I noticed is like from a checking out shopping experience, it shifted to no touch free shopping experience. And also other interesting thing was where I feel a lot of brand, like for example during lockdown there was a problem of demand and supply. Whatever was available, you have to buy that. You could as a consumer not say कि मुझे ये ही soap चाहिए or I want this shampoo only. You were left with no choice. So what was the benefit or the positive point was for the both, maybe for the consumer and for the brand. For the consumer, it was a new trial. Okay, I have not used it, but है नहीं तो लेना तो पड़ेगा. It was kind of that. I mean, we have all gone through that. So for them it was like a new trial, you can say. If they bought something which they were not buying before, but using something they were loyal to. And for the brand, which was the stock which was available, it increased their sales. And hence, after, see, a consumer will never change a product until unless they have had bad experience of the brand or something like that. So that was the different trend which I noticed, that people firstly were buying only necessities. Secondly, the check-in, checkout free shopping to no touch shopping, it changed into that. And then obviously the brand and the consumer got to try new stuff, and the brands got the increase in demand of their products, so which increased their sales automatically.
Super. So coincidentally, my next question was also based on which you have already answered, like the consumer behavior shift, and people are drastically moving from digital to offline marketing, and what is the future of marketing. So we could clearly see online has taken place, but at the same time people are moving back to their offline space. They are loving the space of meet and greet, and going and finding shopping experience for themselves, right?
What has happened is, if you remember, we also had this very short discussion that revenge shopping is going to be there. Because right now what is happening
if you just little bit explain about the consumer behavior change, and how do you see the future of marketing in this space, Aarti?
Sure. See, like I said, that lockdown 1 and 2 was something which it forced people to stay inside the house. And we know that after 18 months, when there are restrictions, but now there are limitations, and a lot of malls have opened, and there are conditions. If you are vaccinated, almost now people have got vaccinated.
Yes.
So one thing what has happened is, because you were home, you are not spending much, you were only spending on necessities. You got income at disposal, okay? Saved with you. And then finally you get to meet your friends, or you get to go out to mall for shopping, to go to restaurants, because all this while people were cooking. So now people wanted to go out, travel, and do everything. So I feel that the concept of revenge shopping is definitely going to come in, that because people have income saved with that. I can actually give you live examples of what I have, why I am saying this with very confidence is because I have friends who are saying, "Arey, I have saved a lot of money. Now I want to, what do I do? मुझे कुछ करना है, I feel like throwing a good party. I feel like going out," and which they are doing also. So what I mean to say, that people with the one change, what I notice is that people have started living the new normal, but with great awareness of the environment. They are keeping the awareness about the environment. Also, they are ensuring that they keep their health and cost in mind, and they are buying from the locally sourced stores around, and not risking it too much to go. So as I said, they are also keeping their awareness of the environment also there. Secondly, even from the brand end or from the mall side, you will see that they are trying to integrate those kind of technology which will not create a fear in the consumers, and also give them a risk-free and a seamless shopping experience. So when I say this, I work for Westside. So I remember during lockdown, we did a lot of work for Westside. So they were very particular. So they printed at every step, like once you enter, they will have a information and all. And then after that, when their staff got vaccinated, they also printed a badge where they said that I am vaccinated. So all this is, not trying to tell the consumer, don't be afraid. We are ready. And you can come and you can do your shopping, without keeping all your worries about being, attacked by COVID or anything. So this is so this is going to be the future where definitely brick and mortar will not die, but it will be integrated with technology, which will help consumer to have an experience where they will not only have an engagement, like experience engagement, but also have a good shopping experience.
So, as to sum it up, people are now more mindful towards their shopping. At the same,
Yes.
they would love to go and have their pending shopping list get complete.
Yes.
Yeah,
Definitely.
and
I
they're
mean,
finding a midway, somewhere between the digital and between the physical space, right?
yes, yes, definitely.
So, Aarti, from an agency perspective, you have seen customers from various spectrum, right? So, where do you see the maximum growth coming in the next 1 year?
See, in the coming next 1 year, the growth can be seen in health, personal care, mobile categories, FMCG, consumer durables, insurance. I mean, if you see, as I said, with the rising consumer demand and greater disposable income, people so it has given the boost to the retail industry. So if the modern trade retail outlet, which is growing at a speed of 15% CAGR, now you will see that by 2025 it will reach 18% of its CAGR. So these brands were and are enjoying the benefits of the retail boost which is happening, but which will also, as you asked, that what is in the coming 1 year. So this will be an additional. This can't go away, but the additional will be your apparels and accessories. I was reading an article which said that apparels and accessories are going to grow by 18%, and then there is home and living. Some days back, I read an interesting article which said that they are malls in Chennai. A mall is going to open, which is going to be a huge one. So if you see categories wise, these are the categories which have flourished and will be flourishing in coming next year also, in time of 1 year as well. Tier 1 is a saturated market, but tier 2 and tier 3 has a lot of potential. So if you see category wise, if I have to say, the hotel categories, automobile, luxury goods are all looking to tap these markets because they see the future growth of retail there, and they are emphasizing more on planning planning the visibility there. So whenever we also prepare a plan and we suggest the brand that already your tier 1 market is a saturated market, so you need to whenever you are planning your budgets, you need to spend more on your tier 1 and tier 2, because that's where the growth of retail is happening more. Then a metro market which is already saturated, I mean, you don't even get a space also. So that's how cluttered and difficult. And plus, metro has people who are smart enough in both the ways, as you said. They are tech savvy also, and they know what's in the market also. But for tier 2 and tier 3, these are the potential growth market, which I said, the hotel or luxury goods and automobile sector.
How does the marketing strategy changes in all these tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3 segments?
See, for us, if I have to answer you from an agency background, for tier 1, tier 2, the marketing strategy is like we have to create experiences for the consumers. Like we are the brand custodians. So for tier 1, it's termed as metro. Then tier 2 is semi-urban, and tier 3 is rural market. So what happens is tier 1 is already a market which is saturated. When I say saturated, does not mean that it does not have the potential, but it is done and dusted. I mean, brands have done and tried everything in that space. Now the brands across categories and sectors, from hotel, automobile, luxury goods, are looking for these markets where they have the potential to grow. And the potential to grow is in the tier 2 and tier 3 markets. And
Mhm.
hence, when we work with the brands, we emphasize for them to have a budget or the spends in more of in tier 2 and tier 3 than tier 1, because you have more requirement coming in from there, and you have more the audience, you have the new audience out there,
Oh, yes.
which can help you. So that's how we plan our strategy.
Okay. So tier 2 and tier 3 cities have the potential.
Yes,
So
yes,
metros
they-
are
they
almost
are-
saturated.
yes.
Super. So, in the customer's perspective, how were you engaging the customers? Like, I mean, how the marketing strategies were taking a shift?
Acha. So, as an agency working for brands, so our job is to help brands connect with their customers. So, what we do inside the store is we try and create customer experiences, make the brand more relatable and meaningful. As I said, too much of clutter is there, too much of competition. It's not like one brand में सिर्फ दो ही competition है. In one brand you have many
Right.
players, right?
Yes.
So normally what we do is we use the pull and push strategy to ensure the products are pushed off the shelves, thereby increasing their demand and improve their sales. Right. So I'll tell you one thing, retail does not promise any kind of an ROI. When I say like the returns, any kind of returns. So what works for us, or what in terms of engaging the customer we do is we design displays, we do merchandising. Like when you go into a store, you see that how nicely things are placed. So that's also a way of connecting with the brand. If you will go to a mall or any of the store, and you see that things are kept in a cluttered way, it will create a disinterest, and you will say, why I want to spend my time figuring this out.
Yes.
So our role comes in there. Our role comes in when we design a nice looking display, which is self-communicating, minimalistic communication, not putting everything about the product there. Only the USP. Why the USP? When I read the USP, I will say, okay, let me go and try. Let me go and take the product in my hand. Let me go and read about the product. So that is where our role comes into the picture. That we try to create meaningful and relatable, experiences for the brand to connect it with the consumer. Other strategy is like nowadays there are a lot of marketing tools which has come. Which helps you to push, or rather, I would not say push, but at least to invite the customer in the store and do the buying. So when I say what are those marketing tools, those are technology-led solutions, which is like your digital engagement, augmented reality, virtual reality, artificial intelligence. So these are something which is in trend, where for example, Shoppers Stop, when this COVID thing happened and people were not coming, so they had created this virtual reality type. You go, you pick up a dress, and it will show you how the dress will look on you.
Okay.
So that's how brands are trying to even integrate these kind of solution, and that is what we also give them, these kind of solutions.
And
Yes.
yes, I have been talking to a lot of branding people and marketing heads. So there are a lot of creativity, brand they have across while engaging the customers. Even in the time of pandemic, people were not going out. Sounds so interesting to know the creativity of brands
Yes.
come up. What is your brand mantra, Aarti, you work by?
It's very, very simple. I mean, I feel that one has to be agile, because agility always helps you and think on your feet and be limitless. I mean, always, I don't know, I feel on this 3 mantras, and it has really, worked for me. Today also, I like it. I like to get involved in the designs or the creative ideas which we want to propose to the client. So always thinking differently, what differently we can do.
Super. And with that, now, we are just moving to a very interesting section, which is a rapid fire round, where you need to answer in one word or as minimum as possible.
Okay, I'll try.
So let's see how it goes.
I-
So, what is leadership for you?
Yeah, this is very simple. For me, leadership is all about ownership, inspiring, and guidance.
Who has been the greatest influence to you, Aarti?
See, I always believe in learning from anybody. Anyone's experience, I can take it, and if I'm in that similar situation, to learn. But if I have to pick up just a name, for me it would be Mr. Ratan Tata and Mr. Abdul Kalam sir, because I really feel, and I mean, I really admire them and their journey.
What is the best thing that has happened to you this year?
See, frankly, I mean, not having a job is, I can't say it is the best year for me. But what I feel is whatever has happened past 18 to 2 years now, but I have not got any news like losing a loved one or somebody is not well or something. So I feel that that's the best thing can happen this year, because when you're talking, you are already, अरे my relatives में ये हो गया, friend के साथ ऐसा हो गया, this and that. So I feel this is the best which has happened, that my loved ones, my friends, my colleagues, everyone I know is safe and sound. So nothing best can be or better can be done.
That is the best that can happen. When are you most inspired?
Mornings.
Okay.
Mornings.
So you are a morning person, that means.
Yes, I'm a morning
So
person.
are you a morning person or late?
Evening, I don't believe in getting, inspired or anything. I think evening is a time that you need to chill and talk anything
Relax.
you want. So yeah, but yeah, in the morning, I feel I am more calm, and I have my things going on, that today I'm going to do this and that. So I'm kind of a morning person.
Okay.
Planner.
Best compliment you have ever received?
Best compliments. I mean, there are people who have always been telling me, okay, that your journey has inspired us, or we have seen you growing from year to year. So all this, I feel like they are a kind of a compliment, if I can say that. But for me, I feel that the biggest compliment was being called back to Dentsu to again take up the brand position at handling the brand. So I feel that there is no bigger compliment than this, that I was called back to re-lead the team.
That's right. So what does creativity means to you? So what is an important life lesson for someone to learn, Aarti?
I feel important lesson to learn is never conclude when things are not the way you always wanted, or happening the way you want. I always feel that God has better plans. So keep yourself, not just go by it with the immediate situation, but just wait and watch, and good things will come your way.
I think that's super inspiring, Aarti. We are out of the rapid now, finally. And before we end the interview here, Aarti, I would love to know, so for our viewers, what is your message for our aspiring brand managers and marketers and startup owners?
I feel be the person that others choose to follow you. That is very important. You should not force to be followed, but be the person that people choose you to follow you. Provide vision and future to people. Okay, hear them out, involve them, make them feel involved, and be passionate and care with act and compassion. Why I'm saying this? Because these are all about leadership qualities, and a leader need to have all of this. Because a leader itself means leading. So when you're leading, you are leading people, and those people will look up to you if you have all of this. Otherwise, they won't follow you.
That's right. Super, Bharti. So there was so much, key points and key insights which I could, take it from the conversation with you. And I'm sure our viewers will also get a lot of key takeaways from your conversation, Aarti, especially from the agency point of view. And this is something very new we have discussed. We have never discussed about from the agency point of view. We've always discussed about the brand's perspective. So thanks for bringing all those points in the platform, and thanks for accepting for coming in the platform. And it was nice having you. It was wonderful having you here, Aarti. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Devlina. The pleasure was all mine, and as I told you in the beginning only that I'm happy that somebody is also looking for people like us from the agency side who have worked for the brand.